Hi guys, Josh here from the Hampshire Business Show, Thursday the 14th of October at the Ageas Bowl Stadium in Southampton. I'm delighted today to be joined by the founder of MODSEC Security, Mr. Anthony Holmes. Anthony, good to see you.
Hey Josh, how you doing? You good?
I'm awesome, mate. Thank you. Really, really good. Great to see you as well. And I'm really intrigued actually today because I want to talk about your story because you're a fairly new company, right? You started this year.
Yeah. We launched in February of this year, actually. So yeah,
February.
still fairly new.
So less than 60 days old, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is not just obviously we're going to talk about MODSEC, obviously what you guys do, etc. Why you even exist, because the conversation me and you have had on the phone, I think is really interesting. I want to bring all that stuff up, but do you want to give all the I suppose the viewers of this video who don't quite know you yet, kind of I suppose your background, what you're doing before this, and kind of what's led you to this point?
Yeah, definitely. No, more than happy. Thanks for that, Josh. So yeah, a bit of background about me. I've been in cybersecurity or within the security space for near on 15 years now.
Wow.
Started off in the Navy working on submarines. That sort of led me to living in Scotland for a few years. Did a year at Northwood, which is the sort of joint headquarters of the UK. And then when I left the armed forces, ended up just moving into cybersecurity. I was given a really good opportunity at a reseller. That then took me on a path into the world of cybersecurity vendors. And then for the last 4 years, I did 3 years at Symantec, which was the world's largest cybersecurity company, part of or owned Norton at the time as well. And then the last year prior to starting MODSEC, I was working for Checkpoint, looking after their EMEA region for cloud development. So yeah, for the last 4 years at least, I've been focused on everything from kind of the UK to New Zealand, looking at cybersecurity strategy, looking at how we can use SaaS technologies, so monthly subscription technologies, to make or bring the problem of cybersecurity away from financials and more as a digestible, with it being a monthly recurring cost. So yeah, trying to change that dynamic's really been my world for the last sort of 4 and a bit years.
That's awesome. And I don't know if it's correct if I'm wrong, but for some companies, do you not find cybersecurity is one of those things that you look at once it's too late?
Yeah, I tell you what, there's one of the problems that I've always seen is the barrier for entry into cybersecurity is very high. And what I mean by that is the cash investment on the back end. So you look at the problem and the problem that we're trying to solve, or I'm trying to solve with MODSEC.
Yeah.
There's an 80% deficit in cybersecurity people. So really, if you look at what happens in that environment, you get people that are good at cyber, and by no fault of their own, whether they start at the world's smallest company or a niche provider, if they have an aptitude, they will be recruited by some of the larger organizations because there's a small pot of people to recruit from. So it's a fantastic opportunity for, I don't know, school and college leavers or people at university to look at where's an industry I can get a job into. That won't help at the moment because they're going to take 2 or 3 years to get there. So what we've seen, or what I've seen personally from every aspect of the world, is you get an IT department and buying a license for any technology is easy. That's a financial discussion. Being able to deploy it, implement it, optimize it with new technologies, and actually be able to read what's going on as a human is complicated. So yeah, the problem there and what a lot of businesses see is they go, how do I start, or how do I get this way? Oh, I need to recruit 5 people. Oh, no one's responded to my applications. Oh, I can't do anything. And that's one of the barriers, and that's what we're trying to break down as a company, is be able to offer people and companies the ability to outsource to a team of specialists who deal with it day in, day out. So that's our main focus.
That's awesome. And one thing I was quite curious about, because in my experience when looking at talk to companies that offer cybersecurity, they're traditionally IT companies.
Yeah.
Who it's kind of like one part of like a massive service offering. And it's interesting to speak to you because it's like, no. Like, we just do cybersecurity.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I kind of, it'd be good to kind of pick your brains as to, I suppose, one, why, and like, you know, I suppose two, like, can you give some insight around that?
Yeah, no, you're hitting on a good point there, and it's something that I've seen for quite a while. There's, in my time at Symantec and also at Checkpoint, there's what we call the IT channel. You have distribution, you have resellers, you have managed service providers, and all of these hold a part of the business. When you start looking at strategy of where that's gone, it's almost become the distribution would take on board a number of vendors. They would sell to a set of partners that worked with them. And rather than the partners turning around and focusing on an individual vertical, be that databases, be it cloud infrastructure, be it development life cycles, or even Office 365 and mailboxes and Teams and all these different areas you can go into and sort of rabbit hole. What's happened is people have just taken a set of customers and just through actual customer interest, sold them more and more stuff, which has led them to selling and transacting cybersecurity, to transact. If someone's buying broadband and IT support and something else from an organization, why wouldn't they add it on at the same time? The changing area in this for me, and why I think as cyber, I kind of need to take a step back and look at the actual problem. If you look at cybercrime as a whole, and how much is lost to cybercrime, it is the world's third largest economy. So you have the US, you have China, and then it's cybercrime, above the UK, above anything else. And that is because you don't see high street banks getting robbed anymore by anyone breaking in. They're doing it online.
It's interesting,
you don't see organizations being robbed. It's going to go on with a ransomware or something like that. So there is a need for IT companies to provide these services. What we're focused on is excelling those services and really providing a set of understandings and principles that will bring security at the top of the table. They're in a great place though, and what I will say is cyber is always a hard place to be in, because as much as you're protecting an organization, you need to understand all the inner workings of every part of it, from cloud to Office 365, to Teams, to mobile devices, to everything. So it takes an individual years to understand all these different technologies, vectors to them, and all the way through. So I see it. It's something that will always be there, and I think it's a really valuable place for people to be dipping their toe in the water of cyber. But for our customers and for the target market that we address, it's really the people that want to focus on how to mitigate risk and how to increase that operational efficiency using cybersecurity.
That's awesome. And, you know, just kind of touching on what you finished on there is how, you know, the types of organizations that you work with. So at MODSEC, you know, what kind of companies do you work with? Is it kind of like really small companies or just massive companies, or is it kind of a mix in between?
It's one of those ones where you can't put a size on the cyber importance of a business. There are 5 user companies that have more critical IP and more sort of back-end information that is PII, so personal identifiable information. There's stringent controls they have to have in place, and they're very highly regulated. So you can't look at it with a size lens and say you're more important because you've got 1,000 people and you're less important because you've got 10. Because we start talking about solicitors, barristers, and these kind of niche SMBs, but actually the data they process and hold for long amounts of time is massively secure. So one of the things that I think and that we're trying to do is kind of bring a level playing field where you remove the barrier for entry on cost, because it's a hosted and it's a sort of a managed service. But then also there is no focus on customer. If it's important for you to secure your data, your environment, or your business, then call us, and we'll address any customer of any size. It's not a problem at all.
That's awesome. You look forward to the show, Anthony?
Really looking forward to it. I tell you what, having spent so much time doing all this different traveling before, COVID for me has been a massive eye opener into
has it really? I bet.
What's on my own door, what's not in Heathrow Terminal 5. But then also, I'm really looking forward to meeting and speaking with loads of businesses. I've made it a thing of mine over the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks to speak to as many IT MSPs and IT companies in the local area, just to get to know them. And it'd be great to meet even more different businesses. It's fantastic.
That's awesome. Well, guys, look, you can meet Anthony and his team at the Hampshire Business Show on Thursday, the 14th of October. If you've not registered for your free ticket yet, head straight to hampshirebusinessshow.com. It's going to be a great day. We look forward to have MODSEC at the show as well. So thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, Josh. Good to meet you.
Lovely to meet you, and we'll see you in October. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.